Okay, so in this video I'm going to show you how to solve these Lewis structures, and the key is to pay attention to the process. So we'll start with NH3 here. So the first step is to determine how many valence electrons you have. So we've got a nitrogen and we have 3 hydrogens, so I'm going to kind of put my inventory over the side. And I need to figure out how many valence electrons each of these gets. So how many valence electrons does nitrogen have? The key to this is to look at the periodic table and remember that every element in this first column has 1 valence electron. Every element in this second column will have 2. Everything in this column have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. The only exception to this is helium, which will only have 2 valence electrons. But everything else in this column will have 8 valence electrons. So we know nitrogen therefore has 5 valence electrons, and hydrogen has 1. So I'll write that down here. So there's 5, 1, 1, 1, and if I add those all up, that means I have 8 valence electrons total that I need to use in this structure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start drawing these. So I'll draw nitrogen in the middle, and I'll draw the 5 valence electrons around it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, using my clockwise rule. And now I'm going to draw those hydrogens. I'll put 1 on each side. So hydrogen here has 1 valence electron, and those will share those and make a covalent bond. My second hydrogen is going to have 1 valence electron. They'll share them, make a second covalent bond. And then my third hydrogen. Okay. So now this, I feel like I'm done here, but the most important thing about this is learn how to check. How do you determine if you've drawn a correct Lewis structure? And it's very simple. So there are 2 steps. 1, did you use all the valence electrons? Okay. So again, I count over here. I need to have exactly 8 valence electrons. So let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. So I did that. And the second rule is the octet rule satisfied for each atom? And remember, the octet rule states that every atom wants 8 valence electrons except for hydrogen and helium, which want 2. So now I check. So let's do this. Okay, so let's start with this hydrogen here. Does this hydrogen have 2 valence electrons? And yes, 1, 2. Now we do this hydrogen down here. Does it have 2 valence electrons? Yes, 1, 2. This hydrogen, 1, 2. And then finally the nitrogen, and it should have 8 surrounding it. And we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the octet rule is satisfied for every single atom. We've used all the valence electrons, so therefore this is a correct Lewis structure.